short story by Leo Tolstoy called The Death of Ivan Ilyich meditates on the difference between the types of knowledge we know cognitively, intellectually, and fully understanding something through experience. Tolstoy takes the reader through that story in a way that they open and avail themselves to a recognition of mortality, opening the doorway then to these greater experiences and questions.
There's power in a good book. But what exactly is going on cognitively when literature seems to be able to shape thought, perspectives, even spirituality? Dr. Denny Kinlaw of Erskine College is using empirical methods to test long-standing theories about the cognitive impact of literature and the arts.
As a reader myself who has had these experiences reading fiction, certain passages, certain authors have resonated with me, but also given me new ways of thinking about who I am, but also what reality is. And so this project, one of its primary goals is to start the process of mapping out to what effect literature can transform an individual's experience and understanding of spirituality in particular. One thing that art does is it forces us to slow down, experientially, emotionally, and cognitively. One of literature's main ways of doing this is through defamiliarization, which is a fancy way for saying making things strange again. And it's in this process of making strange that we are open to discovery. As a professor of literature, this is something I experience often working with students when they say, this book really changed my understanding of X, Y, or Z. The reading experience is difficult to quantify just because of the number of variables involved. And so we are finding a way to identify those experiences, to describe them in a way that we can speak in a common vocabulary, but also understand what's taking place in that reader's mind, what ways of thinking are being remolded, and how do we access that.
Through in-person interviews and online surveys, Dr. Kinlaw collects data from readers of literature. Isolating and manipulating particular textual features within controlled readings can narrow variables and help zero in on passages readers find spiritually significant. The body of data being collected will help researchers better understand the prevalence of particularly transformative passages and the language readers use to describe them.
As subjective as that sounds, it's a starting point to look at how do they describe these experiences? What is the vocabulary they are using? Are they saying this text moved me? Is this text something that transformed my understanding of a particular concept? I think one of the challenges and virtues of this type of research project is that it requires us to think across disciplines. Those of us within literary studies need tools that the sociologist and the psychologist are using. Scientists have started developing methodologies for measuring things like experiences of the divine, the numinous, awe, wonder. Literary scholars could learn to incorporate some of those measurement tools into the study of reader response. Literature is one of the keys to take our defenses down and open us to considerations, be they experiences, conceptual realms that otherwise we would be resistant to encounter. One of the most exciting things happening is this opening the door towards more empirically driven research that accesses the transformative power of literature and provides tools to actually measure them and talk about them so that we can better appraise how we understand the goodness of a book by its ability to impact us.